Okay then gang, so as I mentioned in one of the earlier lessons, we are going to be using CSS Grid to control the layout of several different sections in this website. Now, CSS Grid is a feature of CSS that allows us to create grid-style layouts using pure CSS, and we don't have to rely on libraries like Bootstrap or Materialize for grid layouts. So in this lesson, what I'm going to do is give you a quick overview of how CSS Grid works and run through some of the basics to bring you all up to speed. But if you do find yourself wanting to learn more in depth about CSS Grid, I've got a whole playlist here on YouTube about it, and I'm going to leave that link right down below. So then, how does CSS Grid work? Well, imagine we have a section of our website and we split it up into a grid of columns and rows. Now we can use this grid to lay out our content as we want. For example, on the first row, we could lay out two different items which each take up 3 columns in width. So it looks something like this. This is our first element and this is our second element, and they both take up 3 columns, right? Then on the next row, we could lay out a single element which takes up all the width of the row, so all 6 columns. Then on the next row, we could have maybe 3 elements that take up 2 columns each. And then on the last row, we could have 6 different elements and they all take up a single column each. And we're using this grid that we create with CSS to lay out the content how we want to here for each row of content that we have. And that's basically it in a nutshell in its most basic form. Now, in this example, we've got 6 columns, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we have 4 rows. But we can have as many columns and rows in our grids as we want. Now, just a little bit of terminology now. The lines in the grid are known as grid lines, and they start at 1. So 1 on the very left, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the same going down for the rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So notice this, if we have a grid which is 6 columns, the number of lines is always going to be 1 more, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If we have a grid that was 3 columns, the number of lines is 1 more, which is 4, okay? And the same is true for the rows as well. Now, later on, we're going to be using grid lines to place our content in different places on the grid. But for now, let's just have a look at how we actually make a grid like this in CSS. Now, the first thing we need to do is create a grid container. So imagine we have a div over here and that contains these 3 elements and we want these to be displayed on a grid. What we need to do is make this div right here a grid container. And we do that by creating a selector to target that div in the CSS and setting its display property to grid. That makes this a grid container, and then automatically everything directly inside this, every element directly nested, becomes a grid item, and we can place those grid items on that grid now. Now, the next thing we need to do is define how many columns that grid should have and what width each column should be. So in this case, we'd say grid template columns to define the different columns on our grid. And we want 3 columns. So we define 3 different widths, 200 pixels, 200 pixels, and 200 pixels. So that makes this into a grid container with 3 columns, and each column would be 200 pixels in width. Now you can use pixels if you wish for defining your column widths. But what I prefer to do is use something called fractions, and that looks something like this. So we'd say grid template columns, 1 fraction, 1 fraction, 1 fraction. Now the difference is that the fraction unit right here will mean that whatever the full width of the grid is, then each column should be 1 equal fraction of that grid. So if on large screens the total width of the grid is, 900 pixels, then each column is going to be 1 fraction, 1 equal fraction of that grid. So they'll all be 300 pixels in width. But on a smaller screen, imagine it's 600 pixels, the total grid container width, then each fraction would be 200 pixels, right? So it's sometimes nicer to use fractions rather than pixels for that reason. So in this case, we're making a grid with 3 equal widths in each column, and it's going to look something like this, and automatically it's going to place these 3 items in each one of the columns. So now we know the basics of how to make a grid, let's put this in action and just create a simple grid in our code. So what I'd like to do is a quick example of how to set up a CSS grid and how to put elements onto the grid. So I'll be doing that on our projects down here. We have 3 projects. I'd like those to be displayed on a grid. Now, if we take a look at our index.html file and scroll to the project, wherever they are, right here, then we can see this right here, this div is surrounding each of these projects. And each of these projects is an anchor tag. So we have 3 of those inside this div, and that div has a class of projects and grid. So let's just use this projects class. And what we're going to do is make this div a grid container. Therefore, all of these will automatically become grid items. So in styles.css, I've come right to the bottom because this is just a test. And in fact, let me just do a little comment to say grid testing. And underneath that, I'm going to then use the projects for my selector. I'm going to set the display to grid, which means now it becomes a grid container. Now, I also want to use that second property, which is grid template-columns. I remember this is how we specify what columns we want on the grid and what width each column should be. Now I'm going to use fractions and I want 3 columns. So I'm going to say 1fr, 1fr, 1fr. So that means we have 3 columns and each column is a single fraction of the total width of the grid. Now the grid should just be the total width of the page by default because a div is a block level element, and by default that means it has the full width of the page or whatever container it's inside of. So this 1fr should be 1/3 of the page. Each column should be 1/3. So if I save this now, what's going to happen is automatically these 3 grid items will be placed on that grid, 1 in each column. That happens automatically. We don't have to do anything else. So if I save this now, check it out. They all go side by side and each one of these has 1/3 of the width of the page because each column is a single fraction of the page. So let me now just make this larger, and you can see as we make it larger, the grid becomes larger and each column will become larger as well. And when we make it smaller, the same happens, it shrinks. So if I just inspect this element, and by the way, I'm in Google Chrome over here. Let me just zoom in. If I now click on this projects grid right here, we can actually see when you hover over it, the grid columns. Can you see these 3 lines right here? Or rather 3 columns. So we have 1 on the left over here, 1 in the middle, and then 1 on the right. So that is the default behavior of these grid items. They're automatically placed inside a column each. Now, what I'd like to do is just make these items go into the center of their column because at the minute they're sitting on the left of each column. So what I'll do is come over here and say projects A, and then I'm going to say text align is going to be center, and that will centralize any text and images. I'm also going to say the background of these things is gray just so we can see them, and I'll give each one a padding as well of 20 pixels. So let me save that and come over here, and now we can see that they're all centralized in their own column. Now at the minute we can't distinguish each column from the next because there's no gap between each column. But fortunately, when we're using CSS Grid, we can actually add a gap between the columns. And the way we do that is on the grid container up here, and we add on a gap property. And I'm going to say 10 pixels. So if I save that now, we can see we get a 10 pixel gap between these items. Now, if there was another item inside this grid container, what the item would do is automatically go to the next line, to the next row, okay? Because we only have 3 columns, and if we have 4 grid items inside the grid container, then it's only going to allow us to put 3 items in that going across, because we have 3 columns, and it's going to take the next one and put it down here in the first column of the next row. So let me just demo that. I'm going to copy this thing right here and paste it down below. And let's just change this to number 2 so we can see the difference and save it. And now if we take a look, we can see the next one has gone down here. And that grid gap that we just applied with this gap property also applies between rows, between columns and rows. All right. So there we go. That's the basics of CSS Grid. In the next lesson, I want to take this one step further and show you how to make a 12 column grid.